Hello and welcome to the 55th episode of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny, and today is Friday, September 28th, 2012. I'm recording in sunny Florida in the United States of America. Thank you for joining me. I am Sock Bunny on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Google, iTunes, and Blip TV. My blog is at sockbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com. The email address is sockbunnyknitandfit@gmail.com, and on Etsy, my shop is at sockbunnystudios.etsy.com. We have 394 members in the Ravelry group, and when we get to 400, we are going to have a prize drawing. The winner is going to get a $7 or less giftable pattern on Ravelry. So if you haven't joined the group yet, please go over and join. And then there's a thread in the Ravelry group where all you have to do is post something that you like about the podcast. And it could be anything. Oh, excuse me, my eyes are itching. I'm having a bad allergy day today. I'm having a bad allergy month, really. So anyway, all you have to do is post something that you like, and then when we get to 400, which might be this week, then the next podcast I will draw for a winner, and I'll use a random number generator to do that. And thank you for all of the nice, sweet comments that you guys have posted. I very much have enjoyed reading them over the last few weeks. I do have buttons for the podcast, and I've packaged them up with some candy and a business card. And if you would like a button, here's what the button looks like. If you would like a button, you can just send me $2, and you could do that either through PayPal, and the email address you would send the money to would be sockrabbit@gmail.com, or you could send it to me via snail mail, and you can just send me a message, and I'll tell you what my address is, and I will send you this cute little package. And the money will go towards helping pay for shipping of prizes and stuff like that. Oh, and also, if you do that, please, if you do send it via PayPal, send me your mailing address. I have somebody who sent me money, but I don't have your address. If your name is Jessica V, your last name starts with a V, and you sent me $2 with PayPal, please send me a message and let me know what your mailing address is, because it didn't include it in the PayPal information. I do have some sad news, and that's the reason I didn't podcast last week. Our sweet greyhound Jamie has gone to heaven. Monday, September 17th, we had to have her put to sleep, and it was very sad. And I'm going to try not to cry. I thought I had soul out of my system, but evidently not. Let's just say that she was a very loved doggie, and I know that she loved me. She was, as Rachel says, she was obsessed with me, and she really was. She owned me. I didn't own her. I always tell everybody that she's my prettiest daughter, and she always will be. And I've been trying to really focus on the happy times and not the sad times, so I did have more that I wanted to say about her, but I can't, so I'm sure you understand. So it's been a rough week and last week, and I want to say thank you to everybody who's been very sweet to me, sending me messages and stuff like that. And I did open a thread on the Ravelry group if you want to send your condolences or say anything, you know, or you can send me a private message, whichever. The sad thing is that Bandit doesn't understand. He's our boy greyhound. He doesn't understand, you know, where she is. He keeps looking for her, and he didn't eat for about a week. He's finally eating now, though. And now he sleeps in the bedroom with me, which he didn't do before. Before, they both slept out in the living room. He slept out in the living room with her, but now I guess I've taken her place. So I've just been trying to be really sweet to him and give him lots of extra attention and stuff like that. So she was old. She was 11. And like I said, I'm just really trying to focus on the good times. She was very bossy and always was. Greyhounds don't normally bark, but Jenny always barked at me to try to get me to do what she wanted, which always made me laugh. And she loved laying out in the sun, and she would flip upside down on her back and kick her feet, and just be goofy, and she made me laugh every single day. So I do miss her. We do have her ashes at home, which has been helpful to have them home. It's been a comfort. So, her last night, I did stay up with her all night, and it was very obvious that it was her last night. And she's always had this thing. We've had her for 7 years. Ever since we first got her, if you would start petting her, and then you would stop petting her before she thought you should have stopped, she would bark at you and make you start petting her. And another thing she would do, which Bandit does also, is she would hit you with her paw and say, "Don't stop petting me." Well, her last night, I sat on the floor with her for hours petting her. And even though she was weak, she would still, if I would stop petting her, I would take my hand off her just to see if she would do it. She would take her paw and just like move her paw a little bit, like, "Don't you dare stop petting me." So even to the end, she was bossy, which made me laugh. So she was a well-loved dog, and I know I'll get to see her again in heaven. So, okay. So I deemed yesterday my last day of being sad and mourning for her, and today I was going to be happy, which I am. So I'm sorry, I didn't want to do this. I thought I was ready. Anyway, let's move on. I wanted to say that starting next week, I am going to be podcasting on Wednesdays. Normally, I podcast on Tuesdays. But I started a new Bible study at church a few weeks ago. Stupid tears. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I started a new Bible study at church a few weeks ago, and it's on Wednesdays. And I'm already all dressed up to go to church, and peppy from talking to people and being out of the house and all that kind of stuff. So I figured it would be good to just do it, switch my days to Wednesdays. That way my whole Wednesday is booked up. I can do Bible study in the morning, I can do the podcast in the afternoon, and just have the whole day devoted to those two things, and that way I'm not having half a day on Tuesday and half a day on Wednesday being booked up with those things. So I'm really enjoying it. We are doing, we're studying Israel, basically the history of Israel. We're doing 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, and then 1st and 2nd Chronicles. And I've read all those books before, but every time you go through and read the Bible, you pick up different things that you didn't pick up before. I think your different level of maturity, where you are in your life, and stuff like that. So I'm really getting a lot out of it. Last weekend, I went to the Florida Fiber in Orlando with Heather WB, and my daughter Rachel, who is 18, she also went. She basically just went to enjoy the swimming pool and the very large TV that was in the hotel room and stuff like that. So I was really sick with allergies all day Friday and Saturday, which it started on Friday, went all day Saturday, and then went part of the day on Sunday. Rachel and I left actually early Sunday morning because of church. She needed to get back. She's teaching CCD, which is sort of like Sunday school. So I was really out of it, and I don't actually remember a lot of it because I was on allergy medicine and stuff like that. So but I do remember meeting some really, really nice people, and it was a very laid-back, small event. It was in a very small ballroom at the Radisson Hotel on International Drive in Orlando, which is a very nice hotel, and I would definitely stay there again. They had sleep number beds, which I have never slept on before, and that was very nice. And they had a big TV in the hotel room. So I really liked the hotel facilities. It was a very, very nice hotel. I'm saying a lot, and I'm really sorry about that. I did see a lot of different spinning wheels there. At one time, I would say there were probably about 20 or 25 spinning wheels in a big circle. Heather and I were the only two that had ladybugs, which she said in the past there were a lot of other ladybugs, but there was quite a variety of different wheels. I had the intention of going around asking people if I could try their wheels, but since I was sick, I didn't want to do that. Even though it was just allergies, nobody wants somebody with snot touching their spinning wheel, so I didn't do that. But there's always next year. There were a handful of vendors there, but it was very nice and cozy and intimate. There was a lot, the vendors were selling a lot of yarn. So if you've never been to a spinning event before or a fiber event and you're just a knitter or a crocheter, you could probably still go and really enjoy it. I know there were a lot of people there that I saw that were knitting and crocheting and doing all different things. There was a guy there that was needle felting. There were weavers there. There were a lot of different crafts going on there. So don't think that a spinning event might necessarily be just for spinners. And I did get a few things. I was a very good girl. I only got a few things, and I will show them in the stash enhancement portion of the podcast. And I did take cash and paid only with cash, so I was very proud of myself. Okay, so let's talk about what today's topics are going to be. Today's topics are fitness, finished objects, works in progress, knit and crochet alongs, a book review, spinning, look what I made, stash enhancement, tips and tricks, charity, favorite things, and what I am watching and reading. And like I said, this is going to be a longer one. One, because I didn't podcast last week, and second, I have a lot to show this week. So let's talk about our fitness along. We have a fitness along going in the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit thread. Any day that you work out at least 30 consecutive minutes, you can post in the thread. Post each day as a separate post in the thread. And at the end of each month, I do a drawing. And the person wins either $5 giftable pattern from Ravelry or some yarn or fiber that I will dye for you in up to 3 colors. And the next drawing is going to be on the October 3rd podcast, next Wednesday. I'll be drawing from the current knit along. I track my fitness on Spark People, and I'm Sock Bunny 66 on there. On October 20th, which is less than a month away, I am doing a fundraiser walk for the American Cancer Society. It's called the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk. My Etsy shop, which is Sock Bunny Studios, is donating $1 from every purchase. So you can donate either directly, and I will put the link in the show notes and on the blog, or you can make a purchase from the shop and $1 will go that way. You can also, you don't have to pay electronically, you can mail checks in. I did get another donation this week. I am over 100. It shows that I'm less than 100, but one of my friends mailed in a check for $50, so I am over $100. Yay! My goal is $250, but I'll be happy with whatever I get. I'm really doing this. I have lost a couple of very, very close friends. Oh, my shirt is all bunched up. I lost a couple of very close friends to breast cancer, so it is something very near and dear to my heart to do fundraising for this. And I think I'm gonna, after October 20th, I think I might do something like for the next year, until next year's walk, maybe do like 25 cents for each item sold in the Etsy shop for the next year will go towards the walk, because I think that would be a good way of doing the fundraising that way. Okay, let's actually talk about knitting now that we're 13 minutes into the podcast. First thing is I want to show my one and only finished object. I haven't had much knitting mojo the last couple of weeks, needless to say. I got some done, not a lot. I did finish a hat. This is for the current charity that I have going on right now for men's hats. This is the Lost Banner hat by Susan B. Anderson. And I was a little skeptical about the way she did her decreases, because I was like, it sort of makes it, when it's not on your head, it makes it look sort of wonky. But when you try the hat on, and I'm going to mess up my hair, but that's okay. When you try the hat on, I really like the way that it fits. It gives my head more room up here, and it's not so tight up here. So I really like the way that it fits, so I'm going to make one of these for myself this winter. So I really like how it turned out. And this is yarn that I kettle dyed myself, and I'm not bragging at all when I say this, but I really like how it turned out. I think the yarn looks fantastic. This is a superwash merino. And I really, really am happy with how the yarn turned out. So I love this hat. So that's hat number 1 that is going to the charity. And again, I'll talk more about the charity later. Hat number 2 is also yarn that I dyed, kettle dyed, and I kettle dyed this in a gray. It's going to be the same hat, just different color. So the charity is running through the end of October, October 31st. If I have the hats in my hand on October 31st, then you will be eligible for the prize drawing. And I do have some hats that I received over the last couple of weeks that I can show you. So that's my one and only finished object and my first work in progress, the hats for charity. I did start working on my next pie shawl pattern that I'm going to publish. This one's going to be a paid pattern. The shawl that you can see back here, if you're a new viewer, this is a free pattern that I just released, and it's on my blog. It's called Paprika Spice Simple Pie Shawl, and it has no lace in it, except for some yarn overs. It does have some ribbing and some beading and stuff like that. So if that interests you, go check out. You can either look in Ravelry, do a search for the Paprika Spice Simple Pie Shawl, or you can go to my blog, which is at softbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com, and it's listed there. And it's a free pattern. I next was working on the TGV high-speed knitting shawl. This shawl pattern was gifted to me a few months ago. Let me get it out here. By Sam, who was Stealth Dragon from the Knit Run Dig podcast. And I see she has a new episode out. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, but I did download it. So this is some yarn that I dyed, and it's a sparkly sock yarn, and it's not quite as red as it's showing here. Oh, that's a better shot of it. Oh, I'm in the middle of a row, of course. But right now, it's only that you're seeing the stockinette. It's nothing impressive yet. Let me see if there's a picture. Unorganized. Okay, here we go. This is not the best picture because I'm running low on ink. Actually, I just got new ink, so I was almost out when I printed this. But so basically, it's a long crescent shawl. It's by Susan Ashcroft. It's got ribbing at the end. So, and I like this because I can knit until I run out of yarn. I really like shawls like that you can knit until you run out of yarn. So that is my TGV. This is in a new bag that I got in the last couple of weeks. It's from Girl Cave Bags, Susan. It's a flamingo bag. And the title of this podcast is going to be Flamingo Bags, because this is one of 3 flamingo bags that I have now. I'll show the other 2 during the podcast. So here's her card. Girl Cave Bags. Girlcavebags.etsy.com. Whoops. She's got some really cute stuff. And this is very well made, very well constructed. I like it. I like the little tabs at the end. Zipper, of course. And you could fit a lot in here. Susan, can you tell me where you got your business cards? Because I keep meaning to ask you and forgetting. So if you see this, can you send me a message and tell me? Thank you. So I'm in love with this bag. She showed the fabric, and I was like, okay, send it to me. I don't even need to see the finished bag. I know I want it. So that, again, is the TGV high-speed knitting shawl. And that is not for any particular knit-along or whatever. It's just because I want to make it. I've been wanting to make it for a while. I will be knitting this shawl again in a gradient. I already know that. I'm going to try to dye the yarn myself in a gradient for that. Let's see. Oh, next is my groovy socks. And this is in a bag from Knitting's My Bag. Lois. I call this my tropical bag. I finished the first groovy sock. And the yarn is from Lollipop Yarns, and the colorway is groovy, so that's why I call these my groovy socks. This is a vanilla sock with an afterthought heel, and I dyed the yarn for the heels, sparkly black sock yarn. I really like it with the black. Rachel hates it. She says it looks ugly, but I think it makes the colors pop more. And it's for me, so, Rachel. And I am on the second sock. Not quite to where the heel would go, but basically for an afterthought heel, you knit a tube, and then you go back and cut where you want the heel to be. These I'm knitting on some little clover bamboo needles. I do like knitting socks all different kinds of ways. I like to have a variety of ways. Magic Loop is for socks that I'm going to be taking out of the house to knit in public so that I don't lose the needles. But socks that I know I'm going to be keeping at home, I like to use double points for them. I am working on the baby blanket for the 3 Stitches podcast. They are having a knit along for charity for preemie blankets. This I'm actually crocheting, not knitting. And the last time you saw it, I was here where you can see this. Some people call it a doohickey or a thingamabob or whatever. I call it a hickey-jiggy. Everybody's got a different name for theirs. I started the second ball right here. You can see. Started the second ball, and I'm probably going to need to go into the third ball. I do have 3 balls. This is the yarn, which I love. And the yarn is by Bernat. Let me show you the third ball so you can see. I got it at Joann's in the baby yarn section. This is Bernat Baby Jacquard's Floral. I really love it. Love, love, love. I love how the blankets turn out. I need to spend more time on it, though, because we have to have it to them by the 14th. But even if I don't have it to them by the 14th, I will still send it to them, because I'm sure they will still be happy to receive it. So I just love how this is turning out, and I want to use this yarn to make a hat for myself, even though it's baby yarn. Baby yarn, I love it. I love the orange and the green. I love how it does the faux feral look of the flowers. So that is coming along. And also Dawn from Wolf Farms is having a thread on her group where if you knit them, you can post the pictures. Oh, my shirt keeps riding up the back. Dawn from Wolf Farms is having a knit along in her group where you can post the pictures of your finished objects in there and maybe win a prize. Next is, these socks are my stripy socks for Diane of Knittables. She's having a stripy sock knit along in September and October. The first sock is done. The yarn is by 3U's Twisted and Fiber. Brain fart there. So the first one's done. And I just did, I didn't do an afterthought heel. For me, myself, I personally like the fit and long wearingness of the gusset and heel flat. So that's what I did. So the striping here got a little out of whack, but the cool thing is that it did the exact same thing on the other sock. The other sock, this one I started with a green stripe, and so the other one I started with a pink stripe. So they're very similar, but not identical twins. So you can see it did the same thing here with the striping on the pink, which is okay with me. So the socks are going to be fraternal twins, not identical twins, as you can see. That might drive some people crazy, but I actually love it when it does that. So the striping is not matching exactly. And I am on the gusset, decreases. This is the Vanilla Latte pattern by Virginia Rose Jeans. I am not sure how you say her last name. After I finish this pair of socks, my next pair of socks will be a pair of socks for one of Sarah's classmates. She didn't get in on the last round of charity sock knitting I did for her school. And it's in my other Flamingo bag, which is from Knitting with My Bag. So this is Flamingo bag number 2. And the yarn I'm going to use will be some yarn that I dyed. And this is a worsted weight, or is it a DK weight? It's a DK weight. And I haven't ever knit socks in this weight of yarn. It's a super wash. So I have a feeling these socks are going to go really fast, which I'm very excited about. I might start knitting all my socks that way. No, not really. I love sock yarn too much. Okay, so those are all my works in progress. I do want to talk about a bunch of upcoming knit-along and crochet-alongs that I will be participating in. Let's see. First, Lemonade Crochet, her podcast. She's having a FATT knit-along crochet-along. That's where it's called Finish All the Things, and that's where you do any old works in progress or UFOs, unfinished objects that were started before September 1st, but you haven't finished them yet. You can finish them now. She's also counting finishing. So let's say you have a shawl that you finished, but you never blocked it. You can block it and post that. If you have a sweater that you didn't finish, you finished knitting all the pieces, but you haven't put it together, or you haven't even just sewn the buttons on, you can post that in the thread. So I have my first pie shawl that I did. I haven't blocked it yet. Well, I wet blocked it, but I couldn't find my pins. So I need to block it again. So I'm going to be blocking that properly and putting that in her thread. Then in October, I'll be participating with Denise from the Knitting Den and Kathy from the Knit Nerd podcast, and they're having Pinktober, and you can knit anything in pink, and I'm going to be using some pink hand spun. Here it is. I'll be using my pink hand spun, and this is from Highland Handmaids that I spun last month. So that's what I'll be using for that. Knit along. I haven't decided what I'm going to make. I'm leaning towards fingerless knits, but who knows. Let's see. I'm also going to be participating in the October-November Harvest Cakewalk Knit-Along with Wolf Farms. I'm going to be making a Mobius cowl because I haven't ever done a Mobius, and that really fascinates me. Also, in October, Knitting Blooms is going to be where you could post anything that you use sock yarn for, and I'm going to be starting a new sock yarn blanket, even though I haven't finished my other sock yarn blanket. I'm going to do the one that you do the mitered squares. So I'm going to be starting that and posting the squares for that. A Spinner's World, her podcast, she's having a spin along September 1st through November 30th. So anything that you started spinning after September 1st, you can post it. On the Twisted Strands podcast, she's having a holiday gift knit along, crochet along, and sew along, and you can enter items from charity if I remember correctly. That is at the end of October. Retro Lemon is having an accessory knit along in September and October. Sassy Pants Knitter is having a September, October, anything Halloween knit along, and I'll be doing a knit along Halloween toy for her. And that I will be triple posting because I'll be triple posting that in the Sassy Pants Knitter podcast and also the Knittables and the Retro Lemon podcast because they're also having a Halloween toy knit along. So that one I'll be triple posting. So more bang for your buck. So those are the upcoming knit alongs and crochet alongs. I know, am I insane? I need to finish the stuff I'm working on now before I start other ones, but oh well. Okay, I'm going to do a book review, and this book is one, I just got it used off of Etsy recently. It's a book that I heard about from Tina of Knitting Blooms. She knitted her Bacardi sweater out of this book. It's called No Sheep for You. I got to do a brief look through on it, but it tells you about knitting with cotton, silk, linen, hemp, bamboo, and other delights. And I thought this was a good book to have, one, because I'm going to be knitting the Bacardi sweater, but also, since I live in Florida, I am going to be knitting a lot more sweaters in like cotton than in wool. So I figured this would be a good book to have. And can I say this lady is very brave to appear on her book cover like that. The Bacardi is a Farrell sweater that Tina did, and she actually sent me her leftover yarn so that I can make the same sweater. And it's Farrell, it's a button down, and I'm going to be doing it in the same colors that she did, which is these awesome bright colors. I'm really looking forward to starting this now that I have the book. There are a few other patterns in this book that I really like. And I didn't take the time to mark them, so I apologize. It's going to take me a second. Oh, here we go. This I love. Another project that is green. I probably would knit it in these exact colors. Really, really love that. That's another Fair Isle project. I think it's Fair Isle. Yes. And then here's what the back looks like. I don't want to give away anything. Here we go. That's what the back looks like. I apologize for being nasally today, but my allergies have just been driving me crazy. There's a really cute scarf in here, a beaded scarf that I want to make. And it's hard to tell, but those brown parts that you see are beads. Really pretty. That's called the River Rock Scarf. There are several things in here, and this I really like. It's called the Birth, B-E-R-T-H-E collar. I totally am going to be making one of these for Rachel for Christmas. And then they show a different way that you can wear it. Love. That looks like it would be a very fast knit. Oh, maybe I'll knit. Oh, I should totally do that with the hand spun. I think I might do that with the pink hand spun for Pinktober. And let's see, was there anything else in here that I would make? There's a really cute tank. And that's called Tomato. That's what the pattern is called. And I don't think I would make this, but I really like it. I really like the paisleys. My older daughter Sarah is insane over paisleys, and that's called Peerie Fleur. P-E-E-R-I-E Fleur. Whoops, there we go. Peerie Fleur. So I really, really, really like several things here. So again, the book is No Sheep for You. It's by Amy R. Singer, and it is published by Interweave Press. And the list price on the book is $22.95, but I got it on eBay for way less than that. And I know that Knitpicks is currently having their 40% off book sale right now, and they have this book, so I'm pretty sure they do. So if that interests you, check it out. Or you can check it out from the library. Speaking of sweaters, my sexy librarian sweater, which I have talked about in the past, that is going to be my next sweater I start. This will be the next. I call it the sexy librarian sweater, but it's actually by Classic Elite Yarns. It's in their Sunday brunch booklet, and it's called Classic 150 Lace Up Pullover. That's what it's called. I'm having gauge issues with the yarn that I bought. I had to go down like 3 needle sizes, and that sort of makes me uncomfortable. So I need to decide, am I going to get a different yarn to knit this in, which is the direction I'm leaning in, and then just use that other yarn for something else, or I don't know what I'm going to do. I would have to do math. I don't know if my brain's up for that. Maybe. We'll have to see. I need to make a decision, but I forgot to bring the gauge swatch over. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab it. Did you get to see my shorts? Yes, I'm wearing shorts. A nice fancy shirt and shorts. Because it's Florida and it's hot here. This is my gauge swatch. And it calls for, let's see what it calls for. Calls for a size 4 and 5 needle. And I can't remember what I had to go down to. I had to go down to like a 2 or a 3 or, okay, I said I went down like 3 sizes, but that was exaggeration. And you know what? I don't even think I wrote down which needle I used, so I may have to do another gauge swatch anyway. I already did wash this though. I haven't written down what I tried, but not here. See, this is why I am not starting this yet, because my brain is broken. Whenever I get like stressed out, my brain just stops functioning. Okay. Okay, next is spinning. I did do quite a bit of spinning the weekend that we went to the Fiber Inn. Even though I wasn't feeling good, I did feel like spinning, luckily. So I finished first. First, let me show you. Heather WB, who's my roommate, gave this to me as a roommate gift. This is you haven't even seen it in bat form, but one of the vendors there had a thing where you could pick out a whole bunch of fibers and they would card it for you. So she gave me a bat that she picked out, and this is what it looks like spun, and you can see there's sparkly stuff in there. And I tried to make it as rustic as possible, because I think the yarn, the fiber looked rustic. So I really, really tried to spin it as rustic and uneven as possible. And I love how it turned out. I'm very happy. So thank you, Heather. It's very soft and squishy. I don't know what I'm going to be making from it yet, but something awesome. Actually, I was thinking about making something to put my podcaster pins on that I've collected from other podcasts. A lot of people have done like stuffed animals and stuff, but I think I might do a pillow. That's the way I'm leaning. Or maybe a wall hanging. That I can hang it behind me. Things to think about. But I want to do something special with it, not just, something that I'll wear occasionally. I want to make something that will be out all the time where I can see it. So that's what that will probably be. And it's just a mixture of fibers. I love it. Thank you, Heather. Then I finished the, let's see. Oh, I had dyed a gradient called Where's the Fire? And basically what I did is I took 4 1-ounce bumps of fiber, and I dyed them each a different color, black, red, orange, and yellow, and I put them in the shop, but I took them back out because I'm my own best customer, and the reason I did it that way, instead of just dyeing it as a gradient, is because sometimes when I see a gradient, I wish that the colors were in a different order, so I figured I would just spin them as 4 separate pieces, and I could spin them in any order that I want to. So, without further ado, here it is. It's called Where's the Fire? I started with black and then went to red, and you can see the barber pole in there. And then it went to orange, which you can see some barber pole in there. Let's see, there's where, let me find some red. Oh, there's some red and orange barber poling. And then orange and yellow. So it went from black to red to orange to yellow. Let me show you what it looks like. Unhanked. Here's what it looks like. This is going to be listed in the Etsy shop. So if you like it, go to the Etsy shop at sockbunnystudios.etsy.com and you can purchase it. If nobody purchases it, then I'll be knitting with it. I keep taking stuff back out of the shop so I can use it. But the purpose of the shop mainly is to support the podcast. So if I'm going to show it on the podcast, it's supporting the podcast. I love how this turned out. And I'll do a better job of rehanking that, reskating that. Okay. So that is it for spinning. I don't know what's going to be next. I really want to pick up my trundle again. I haven't touched it in a while. So I might do that. But I haven't decided what's going to be on the ladybug yet. I do have a few things. Haven't decided. We'll see. Okay. Next section is Look What I Made. I didn't get to do any work on my cross stitch last Friday because we were out of town, and today is Friday. I'll probably work on it later tonight. If you remember, I am doing the snowman dressed up as the Easter Bunny cross stitch currently. I did want to show you some stuff that I dyed to put in the Etsy shop, which again is at sockbunnystudios.etsy.com, and I tried a new base that I really, really like, and I think this might be my main sock base that I use. It's a very twisty base, and I really like it a lot. So this first color in my twisty base, and it's not quite as orange as it's showing on camera, but it's pretty orange. There we go. That's actually better. I'm calling this Men at Work. And I do have... Yes. I also have some fiber in this, some superwash merino in this colorway. It's called Men at Work. So that's, again, in the new twisty base. Some other things I have in the twisty base are a colorway called Sock Hop. And there are several, at least 2, maybe 3 of each of these in the shop. Sock Hop is this one. And it's pinks and blacks, although it's registering as pinks and purples. It's pinks and blacks. This one is called Nebula. Rachel named this one. This is pinks, blues, and purples. And this was inspired by somebody who won yarn recently and wanted these 3 colors. So I dyed up a couple of those. Next in the twisty base is Girly Girl. And this is pink overdyed with black, but the black broke a little bit and is sort of a little bit purple. I was originally going for my California Flamingos, but since this is more of a purplish black, I decided to call it Girly Girl, and I will re-dye the California Flamingos. And the last one I have in my twisty base is Pocahontas. And I really love this one. This is aqua and a dark brown and a lighter brown and some bare spots. Love, love, love this one. I want to keep this one. Pocahontas. When Sarah was 4, the movie Pocahontas came out. She was 3 or 4, and she was obsessed with Pocahontas. I mean, she had Pocahontas shoes, Pocahontas clothes, Pocahontas bags, Pocahontas everything, and she loved the movie. And so since it's Halloween, Polly from the Polly Knits podcast was having a Halloween dialogue, and since Sarah loved Pocahontas so much, and Rachel actually has dressed up as Pocahontas for Halloween one year, I decided to make that my Halloween dialogue color for him. So I entered that in his knit-along or dialogue thread. I love it. Love. Okay, so that is what I have for the twisty base. I have another base that I liked that I tried, and this is like a Donegal tweed, I think is what you would call this base, and it has these little neps in it, NEP. I'm not sure what they are, but you see those little spots? Those are like little bits of fiber. And I'm calling this base my manly base, and this is Pocahontas in the manly base. So you can see Pocahontas in the twisty base and Pocahontas in the manly base. And this base is darker to start off with, so that's why it looks darker. But I really love how that turned out. Love. Okay, so that's Pocahontas in the manly base. This is my favorite thing that I did in the whole batch of dye, is Paul Bunyan, American legend. This is, it's hard to tell, but it's brown and gray and blue and some bare. So that's my manly base, Paul Bunyan. I also have Johnny Appleseed. This is 2 different, let's see, it's on the manly base, and it's a brown, a red, and a green. And it's funny because I was dyeing this, and then after I dyed it, or around the time that I dyed it, after that, the Fat Squirrel, I watched her podcast where she was talking, well, she's been obsessed with apples lately. And she actually was talking about Johnny Appleseed, so I was like, that's so weird that she would have recorded that around the same time that I would have dyed this. So I love it. That's Johnny Appleseed. And then my last one that I have in the manly base, and again, there are several of each of these in the shop. This one I'm calling Marooned because it's maroon. And it's more maroon than you see in there. Let's see. That's pretty accurate for the color right there. Again, it has the neps on there. I think this would be really good for manly socks for somebody's dad for Christmas or something like that. And then I have several Halloween colors left in some DK weight yarn. If you're going to be doing any of the Halloween animal knit-alongs, or if you want to make socks, these are, this is a DK weight superwash merino, 100% superwash merino, so you could use it for making socks. These are some colors I had shown before, but I rescanned them and renamed them because my names were not very original before. So this is one that is orange and purple and yellow, Actually, no, it's just orange and purple and white, bare spots, and that one's called Boo. There's only one of that one. There's one of this one, which is, I called this one Dawn, D-A-W-N, which happens to be my middle name, because it reminded me of a sunrise. That's a DK Weight Superwash. This one is also the DK Weight Superwash, and I called this one Mexicali because it reminds me of Mexican food, with the corn and the peppers and the black beans. And then this one is called Candy Corn. And it's orange and yellow and bare. Superwash. And then I also have a skein left of the black kettle dyed in the Superwash Merino DK Weight. So there you go. That's all the stuff that's in the shop. If you want to check any of it out, it's at sockbunnystudios.etsy.com. And don't forget, $1 from the purchase of each of these items will go towards the breast cancer walk that I'm doing in October. So thanks for looking if you're interested. Stash enhancement. I won something from the Knitting Blooms podcast, and I don't think I showed it to you guys. I'm really pretty sure that I didn't. I won this from Tina of Knitting Blooms, knitting sweaters from the top down. And this book, I didn't look at the date, but I bet you this is like I'm going to say it's like a 90s book. Let me look and see. When was it done? Oh, 2007. Well, let's just say that some of the stylings remind me of the 90s, and a lot of the sweaters in here I think are good as far as construction goes, but their yarn choices were no. So I am going to show you a few that I did really like. Some of the sweaters, I think it's just the way that the person posed in them also, which was sort of weird. Like this one, why would you pose for a sweater with your shoulders scrunched up like that? And she's not the only one. There's another picture of a girl with her shoulders scrunched up, and that makes me not be able to tell what the sweater's actually going to look like. That's just my personal opinion. I really love the book, though, and there are several sweaters in here that I want to knit. And let me get to them. I should have marked this one ahead of time. I apologize that I didn't. Like, here's a really good one that I like the sweater, but the yarn choice was just probably not the best. Okay, so let me show you the ones that I want to do. And I haven't done a sweater from the top down yet, so, because I've only knit two sweaters. I knit the yellow sweater of Doom, and then I knit the tank top type sweater that I wore to Rachel's graduation. This one, I really like the styling, and I actually do like the yarn that they used. I love how it has the ribbing at the bottom. Let me get closer so you can see it. So I do like that one. That is one I will make. And skipping a few. Sorry I didn't mark these ahead of time, but didn't think of it. This one I love, and I will definitely be making. It's called Cherry Blossom. And I love how they have the garter at the top. I think it's garter anyway, assuming. Could be wrong. This one I'm not a big fan of hoodies, but I sort of like this one. It's called Flame. I really like the stitch pattern. I like the texture of it. So that's a maybe. I haven't done a hood yet. I'm not a fan of wearing hoods. Here's another one where the girl has her shoulders scrunched up, and it bugs me because it makes me not really able to tell what the sweater is going to look like. I like the sweater, though. I think it's adorable. And that's probably going to be knit. That one probably will be knit. Here's another one. I probably would choose different beads. They use these like wooden-looking beads, but I sort of like this one. And I think that was it for the ones that I liked. So yes, those were the ones I liked. So thank you, Tina, for letting me win this in one of your knit-alongs. I appreciate it. Knitting Sweaters from the Top Down by Kathy Carron, C-A-R-R-O-N. Definitely one to see if they have it at your library, or maybe if you like some of the ones I showed you, see if you can get it used on eBay. I haven't seen that sweater at the library, at my library, and I haven't seen it on Knit Picks or anything like that. So, okay. I got some postcards from Suzanne, who is Am I? Yes, I Am. She sent me 2 postcards from Erie, Pennsylvania. Here's one. So pretty. I collect postcards in case you're wondering why she sent me postcards. That's really pretty. So thank you for Suzanne for those. I love them. And let's see. I showed you the Flamingo bag I got from Girl Cave Bags. I got some patterns this week. Like I said, I did open a thread in the Ravelry group about Janie passing away, and I also posted it on Plurk, so that's how a lot of people know already about them passing. So some people sent me patterns, and I wanted to share them with you. First, Lauren from Knit Crochet Podcast, which if you're not watching, you should totally be, because she's very energetic and just adorable, and her dog Charlie is adorable. And so these are from Lauren and Charlie, her doggie. She sent me 2 patterns. They were 2 patterns in one. And my printer, unfortunately, was running out of ink when I printed a lot of these, so the pictures aren't the best. This one is a lace shawl. And I believe it has a scarf pattern with it. So this was called the Missy Shawl, and then she also included in it has and it might be, I think it's the same lace pattern, I'm pretty sure, but this is Frangipani. Terrible with names, but I love this. It's so gorgeous. This to me would be like the Mount Everest of knitting, because it looks so complicated, but I definitely want to do it. So those are from Lauren and Charlie, so thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Charlie. And next is Carrie from Knit Pearl Girl. Carrie, who is Knit Pearl Girl, sent me a Leafy Hug shawl, which is very cute. A Leafy Hug. And again, I apologize for the pictures because my printer was running out of ink. And then we have from Heather WB. She sent me I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Celadine. I love this one. Love the flowers at the bottom. That one will definitely get made. Beagle Mom Knitter, who is Angela, sent me the Judy Bee, which I love. And this was created by Kimberly, who is Kimberlolly. And sorry, Kimberly, for messing up your face. There you go. That is an adorable shawl. Then we have from Mima Knits. She sent me a sock pattern pyroclastic, and this has been something I've been wanting to knit for quite a while. I like how the pattern does on the top of the foot. It doesn't just end; it gradually ends. I really like that, so thank you. And then Polly from Polly Knits Podcast sent me the fruit cloths, and this is from Chris Knits. And I love, and again, I'm sorry, running out of ink, but you can see that the cloths have all different pictures of fruit on there. I love fruit. And Marie, who is World Peas 00, sent me the Boo Crew. Normally when I get a gift pattern, I just print the first page and I put it in a binder, so that when I want to knit something, I just look through the binder, because for some reason looking on Ravelry, I forget what I have. But I printed out all of this because I know that I have to knit one of these very, very soon for Rachel. And I'll tell you which one when I get there. But this is the Boo Crew. This is a new pattern by Susan Claudino. You might have seen him on other podcasts. Oops, there we go. That's the Boo Crew. And it is Candy Cornelius. She says, Candy Cornelius is such a sweet guy. Trixie and Treat, the kitty twins. Ozzy, crazy as a bat, because he is one. Dawn of the Dead, D-O-N of the Dead, Rest in peace. Mr. Bone Jangles, he's a rib tickler. And Doctor Who, H-O-O, Doctor Who, a wise old time traveler. That's the one that I'm going to have to make for Rachel because she is obsessed with Doctor Who. So I want to show you a close-up picture of him. I might be doing him during the, there he is, during the toy knit-along if I get to him because I have something else I want to knit first. Here you go. There's Mr. Bone Jangles and Doctor Who. How cute. Very clever, very adorable, very, very adorable. And that, again, was sent to me by Marie, who is World Peace. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who sent me very kind words this week and very wonderful patterns. I cannot wait. I want to cast them all on right now. Let's see. Oh, I got in the mail a couple of days ago from Catherine, who is Minnie Moo 99, and she's been very active in the knit-alongs that I've had before. She sent me, first she sent me some postage stamps, and I love postage stamps. I love postage stamps and coins. I love because I think they're such a part of history, not just American history, world history. So she sent me a few postage stamps, and I have a special project that I have in mind for the postage stamps that I've been getting lately. She also sent a couple of washcloths, dishcloths. I love them. We go through these things like crazy around here, so. And she also sent a very cute card with elephants. But the thing that she sent, I'll read you what she said in the card. Recently, oh wait, let's see, blah, blah. Then one day, I was in my local charity shop and saw this, and it made me smile as I thought, it's perfect for you, green with pink flamingos. I hope you like it. La la, look at that. It's a flamingo bag. This is flamingo bag number 3 for the podcast. And inside, it's like something you would carry. You carry your makeup or whatever when you travel, or you could put your knitting in here, or knitting needles or whatever. I haven't decided yet. I love it. Love it very much. Thank you, Catherine, very, very much. It was a very pleasant surprise. And I don't even think she knew about Janie when she sent it, so she was just being sweet. Let's see. Oh, I want to show the stuff I got at Florida Fiber in. I told you this was going to go long, right? We're already at 7 minutes. I think this might be my first one that's over an hour. First, I got a purple bag. It says Florida Fiber in, do it with fiber. It's got a sheep on a beach. Very cute. I didn't get a whole lot. I was a very good girl. I only took a certain amount of cash, and that's what I spent. I won. They have the thing where you do a door prize, and it's you bring a door prize, win a door prize. So I donated some fiber, and somebody won that as a door prize, and then I got some Knit Picks Dancing yarn, which is one of their discontinued yarns, and I love the color. So I really like that. That's what my door prize was. I bought some Angelina, and Angelina is the stuff that you see in some of the fibers or yarns that you can add as you spin it. So I got some blue, and there's a lady who was sitting next to me. I apologize, I can't remember what your name was, but we split some of the bags. So we split what the cost, like she bought a bag and I bought a bag, and then we would just like split half and half. So here's some blue. And then this one's a hologram colorway. Sort of can see that it does a hologram thingy. I think this would be really pretty with black fiber. And then this is from Shenanigans Yarn Inc. It is their Cashmere Delight top. It's 80%. Let's see. Can you see it in the bag? Oh, I'll take it out. 80% superwash merino. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh. And it is so, so, so soft. 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. This one screamed my name when I walked by and I had to get it. 4 ounces. The colorway is called City Lights. And here is their label. Shenanigans Yarn. I don't know if they have a... Oh yes, they are on Etsy. Shenanigansyarn.etsy.com. Or you can go to shenanigansyarn.com. Either one. So again, beautiful. I'm not a fan of gray by itself, but if you put gray with bright colors, I just think it makes it look amazing. I cannot wait to spin that. That might be the next thing on the wheel. Oh, here's some more Angelina. This is one of the ones that I split with somebody, so I got like a burgundy color and then a lime green color. Well, that's more of a purple, I guess, not burgundy. Purple and lime green. This one I just had to get. It's just, oh, so beautiful. This is by Euphoric Fibers. I'll show you the label while I show it to you. There's Euphoric Fibers. And look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm not really a fan of pastels, but these are like bright colored pastels. So I really like it. This is silk, bamboo, and merino, 4 ounces. And you can find them at euphoricfibers.com. Let me show you their label here. EWE, euphoricfibers.com. Focus. There we go. I love this. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. I want a bed made out of this. And then lastly, I literally spent my last dollar here. Our local yarn shop, Uncommon Threads, was there. And I got, this is 7.2 ounces of merino tussa. It's Ashland Bay. It's merino with tussa silk. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, I wish you could feel it. It's so, so, so soft. So I have several things to spin. This is 7.2 ounces, so I should be able to make something rather large. And I'm already thinking pie shawl. So that's what I got at the Florida Fiber Room. And let's see. Okay, tips and tricks. I'm going to make this really quick. I love my iPhone. I use it for pretty much everything now. There's very little aspects of my life now that are not involved with the iPhone. There's so many different apps I use. And one of the apps that I've been using for a while is, it's a Bible app. And actually the app is called Bible. But you can find it if you go to YouVersion, Y-O-U version, VERSION.com. They have a Bible app. And there are different devotionals that you can do on there, many, many different versions of the Bible, and you have it handy on your phone. That's good enough, right? Well, several of the versions you can actually listen to. So you're not just, if you are like driving or knitting, you can actually listen to the Bible. So if you say that you don't have time to read the Bible, well, now you have no excuse, because this is a free app that you can download and you can listen to the Bible. So while I'm doing my Bible study, I like to read over the passage several times, and like right now we're in 1 Samuel. So I actually read it in 2 different versions of the Bible, and now I'm also listening to it. So it really is helping it sink in. So again, that's a Bible app. And I think I just did a search under apps on the iTunes store, and I'm pretty sure they have it for Android, on the Android market also. But you can also go to youversion.com, and if you want to view the same information online and not do it through the app, they have the Bibles and the devotionals and all that kind of stuff on the website, which is called youversion.com. The charity that we're currently running is running till the end of October. It's men's knitted hats or scarves, and it can be crocheted also. It's for a local homeless shelter called Penella's Hope. They are a Catholic, they're run by our local Catholic Diocese of St. Petersburg. And I am collecting men's hats and scarves from washable yarn. They need to be men's colors, and the winner is going to receive Wool-Miza. And I am going to start looking for Wool-Miza. So if anybody knows like when the Loopy U is going to be listing their Wool-Miza next, or if anybody has any blue Wool-Miza that they want to de-stash to me at a reasonable price, let me know. So I have received hats from 3 people this week. The first is Heather, my roommate, Heather WB. She has given me a couple of hats before, and she gave me another one. And then I also got more hats from Enid, who is Knit Croc. I don't know if that's how she says her online name. I think it probably stands for Knit Crochet, maybe. I don't know. She sent me hats, but before I show you them, she also sent me a whole bunch of postage stamps. And like I said, I have a special project coming up that I'm going to be using some of these for. So thank you for those, Enid. But she also sent me some hats. She sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more hats. So I want to show them to you real quick. There's a green one. Let me make it actually look. There we go. And they're sort of wrinkled because they came all the way from England. And then blue one. I like this one a lot. Different colors of purple and blue. Another blue one. And a gray one. And a burgundy-ish purple one. So thank you, Enid, for those. I also got some hats from Cori, C-O-R-I, and her name is iRock Knits, which I bet is Cori spelled backwards. iRock is Cori spelled backwards. So she sent quite a few hats. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hats from her. Oh, 8 hats. 8 hats from her. So I want to show them to you real quick. I love this one. And then another one. Ooh, I love. These are awesome. They're nice and heavy. A burgundy one. Multiple shades of brown. This one's really soft. A stripy hat. That's like a purple and burgundy. Here's a burgundy and white stripy. And a green and yellow hat. I love them all. Thank you guys very much for donating the hats. And I'm going to be taking the hats over the first week in November. It's in the next county over from ours, so I'll be driving them over and dropping them off. So I'm very excited about that. And don't forget, you can send hats or scarves, as long as they're washable and men's colors. If I have them in my hands on Halloween Day, October 31st, then you will be eligible for the drawing. If you want to send hats after that, that's totally fine, and I will still make sure that they get over there to the shelter. They do have families there. It's not just a men's shelter. It's actually all different ages of people that live there, but they specified on their website that they needed men's hats, which is why I'm focusing on men's hats. Maybe after the new year we'll do another knit-along for them that will be like hats for all different people. Okay, so that's our charity. Favorite things. My favorite things are random acts of kindness, and that's R-A-K, random acts of kindness. Some people call them racks. And I love random acts of kindness. I like to do them for other people, and I, of course, like to receive them. Random acts of kindness don't have to be knitting, though. You don't have to send somebody a pattern or anything like that. And there are a lot of ways that you can do things. Like some of the things that I've heard of people doing, and this actually happened to me. Somebody paid my toll one time in the toll booth. So, like, the person in front of me paid my toll, which I thought was very sweet. Some people will pay for the person behind them in line at a drive-through. There's a lot of different things, but there's also other random acts of kindness. You could just send somebody a card or a postcard, or even just send them a note telling them that you're thinking about them or praying for them or whatever. There's a lot of different kinds of racks that you can do. So I'm going to open a thread on the Ravelry group and leave it open until the end of October, and I want you to tell me what kind of racks that you like to give, or that you might have received, or that you've heard of. And there might be some racks, random acts of kindness, involved with this thread. So if you are interested, go over to the Sock Bunny group. You do need to be a member to participate in this, and a member of the Sock Bunny group. And just tell me some racks that you've heard of, some ideas for racks, or maybe just something that you've heard of but you've never tried or experienced, but something you've heard of. So that's my favorite thing, random acts of kindness. What I'm watching and reading. I finished the Outlander book, and I have to say that I liked the book until the end. There was some sexual violence at the end that I didn't really like. I guess I don't have a problem with sex or violence, but I don't like them together. So I wasn't very happy about that. I haven't decided if I'm going to read the other books. If anybody has read the whole series, if you could tell me that that's a continuing thread, then I'm not going to continue reading it. And I'm not judging, but that's just not my cup of tea. So if somebody who has read the whole series could let me know, if I would be safe in reading the rest of the books or if I should stay away from them. So I really liked the premise of the story. It's a time travel type of story, romance. It's a time travel romance, basically. So I really liked the storyline, but again, that ending got me. And also there was this part at the end with a wolf, and that was just ridiculous. If you've read them, you know what I'm talking about. Other than that, I really, really liked it. Would I recommend the book? I would have to say, if you're not sensitive to those kinds of things, go ahead and read it. Would I recommend the book to my daughter? No. So let that be, something to think about. The new series of Big Bang, the new season of the Big Bang Theory TV show started last night, so I was really happy about that. I'm still watching Star Trek Next Generation. The Next Generation, I'm still on season 1. I am way behind on podcasts, and I have several new podcasts that I want to try out, so I'm downloading those, and I will let you know about some of those as I decide that I like them. So I guess that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching this extra long episode. Hopefully I will never have to do one this long again, but I really had a lot of stuff that I wanted to show. And that's about it. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for watching, and keep on crafting. Bye.